On May 9th, 2024, the official Sonic YouTube channel released a trailer for what we thought was going to be the next mainline Sonic game. Turned out to be a Fall Guys knockoff. Wow, they were not ashamed at all, were they? Sonic Toys Party, wait, no, wrong one. Sonic Rumble came out of complete nowhere for a few people, myself included. The trailer that came with the Sonic Central announcement really got people wondering what this behemoth of a game was going to be about, and upon further inspection, it was clear that this was going to be another copy of a popular game. Wow, we are losing battles here. And this wasn't your typical Sonic game, oh no. This was going to be a multiplayer battle royale where you race to the end of the stage and claim first place. So yes, it is basically Fall Guys. It's like when people started talking about Stumble Guys and I was like, oh, you mean Fall Guys? Where was I going with this? Now, I'm not unfamiliar with this genre of gameplay. I have played similar titles to this, but nothing more obscure or unheard of. When I first saw footage for this game, I was beyond skeptical. How could I not when the trailer is running at 30 FPS? Someone get me a coffin already. Now, this is beta footage and they were probably ironing out a few bugs during the making of this trailer, but good heavens. Everything else got me excited though. Seeing familiar stages coming back like Green Hill, because of course, Seaside Hill, Chemical Plant, your somewhat typical mix. You could also customize your player with different skins from the cast like Metal Sonic, the Chaotix, and Jack Sparrow. Admittedly, it looked like a really fun game and everybody was excited for the game to launch that winter. Which is why it puzzled some people when it was revealed that the game would have a pre-launch in the Philippines. They really love that place, don't they? First the Mania Netflix port soft launch in the Philippines and now this. I'm losing brain cells just processing that. To be fair, America also got the beta testing campaign, which is fine, I guess. That's when they introduced us to the roadmap, which gave us more info on the game and the pre-launch updates. First up was the summer pre-launch that had 3 phases. Phase 1 was the aforementioned Philippines launch, Phase 2 Peru and Colombia, and Phase 3 was set to be released at a later date. Probably because Phase 3 had the most amount of regions that Sonic Rumble was set to launch in, which includes Singapore. Yeah, suck it! There is a second pre-launch, but we'll talk about that later. The phases went by before we knew it, and a handful of people managed to get a taste of the game in its early state, myself included. It felt great being able to play a game before its global launch, and I'm happy to say that it does not entirely disappoint. More on that later. First up, the game is gorgeous. It gives off the impression that you're a Sonic toy running around a giant racetrack trying to get to the end in time. The trailer even showed Sonic and his friends on a base, implying that they may be figurines. Figurines with actual joints and knuckles, yeah, okay. The basic premise is not only surviving all the tricky traps and getting it to the end, it's collecting the most number of rings and also getting to the end simultaneously. All throughout the courses are opportunities to collect a large sum of rings, whether that be destroying enemies, finding them on the main path, or asserting dominance towards others. You are nothing to me. The game's control is also very basic, much like the typical Battle Royale race gameplay style. Running, jumping, dodging obstacles, you get the idea. Ironically, for a Sonic-themed game, there's no way to pick up speed or go faster. In hindsight, this would be considered cheating, but come on man, it's a fucking Sonic game. However, in its place, they added both the double jump and a basic homing attack. I say this because you can only perform it on rocks and enemies and after hitting a balloon with a star on it. Then the prompt shows up letting you do the trick. You unfortunately cannot air boost in this game either, which again would be cheating since you get the upper hand. The double jump on the other hand, oh, it is so heavy and stiff to use. I've seen a brick smoother than the control on this thing. When you double jump in this game, your inputs are tightened all the way up. Air control is a pain to get used to. I don't think you can even call it a double jump because all it does is maintain your air time until you touch the ground. But since you weigh like 200 kilograms in this game, Sonic will fall to the floor before you can even reach where you need to go. Look at him, he's like a child drowning in the ocean, except now he's drowning in shame. It is useful to use when you're trying to chain a combo attack, but your average Joe isn't gonna know that unless he's a Sonic connoisseur. And it is useful for reaching platforms and trying to get just a tad bit higher in some cases. But it's a double jump, man. How do you mess up a double jump? I guess they did this to make the game more fair and balanced, because imagine you're trying to get to the finish line only to find some guy double jump his way to the end in seconds just before you do. If the properties were adjusted and the double jump doesn't make me consider a different kind of jump, then maybe I'll find some fun in using it. So those are the controls, but what about the game itself? Sonic Rumble has 2 modes that you can play. I know it has 3, just ignore this one. Challenge battles are essentially a mode for you to put your platforming skills to the test. Every course in the game will have 2 challenges for you to partake in, though if you have no friends then you can only get 1. And you also need to unlock these courses via keys. The single player challenges are probably my favorite in the game. It puts your racing skills to the test by giving you a legitimately strict time to beat the stage. I found avoiding enemies and taking automated sections to be the fastest route since it skips a lot of the slow combat. It also shows how beautiful the stage's designs are when it's not cluttered with 31 other Sonics. I don't usually play this mode very often though. I'm usually back here if I need to practice on my time management and speed, because you all know how much of a god I am at this game, right? I think the most disappointing part of it all is the very minuscule amount of rewards for completing challenges. You get 5 red star rings for every single player challenge, which is fine, but why stop at 5? Now let's talk about your player character, because trust me, I have a few things to say about it. Aside from changing your outward appearance, different skins also function as their own slots. Each time you change skins, it also changes your grade level, chow, and even your emotes. Okay, but why though? The skins are pretty cool, I have to admit. Quite a few obscure characters here too. I can't remember the last time I got to play as Big the Cat in a game other than Heroes. While we're on the subject, yes, the chows are in this game and do not do much as far as I'm concerned. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. The emotes are a lot more exciting. Some function as reactions that keep you in place, while others actually aid you in the game and can even interact with other players. Hey Blaze, watch this! Speaking of the courses, wow, there's a lot here, and 12 more are set to be added in the future. This game is gonna have more levels than Sonic CD and Sonic 2 combined. You have your usual Green Hill, Chemical Plant and Sky Sanctuary, but then we have Starlight Carnival from Sonic Colors, Frozen Factory from Sonic Lost World, and the one that really shocked me, Pinball Carnival from Sonic Superstars. Finally, a repeat of an actual good carnival stage. The courses are either get to the end, survive this, or don't die. There are some 2D sections in this game which are actually pretty good, holy shit. Overall, the courses are enjoyable and quite a joy to get through. Now it's time for the music, which for a Sonic game, it should be a no-brainer that it would be a banger. So many tracks in the game had me bobbing my head and even blasting them in the middle of the night before the police came to give me a warning notice. I mean, just take a good listen to these and tell me it's not the most impressive renditions and remixes. I almost forgot to talk about all the extra bonuses you can find in the main menu. We have a detective agency that is pretty lackluster and gives you rings and other extras. The Gachapon characters select in the shop, which is telegraphed as bad as you may think, and emblem bonuses, which are basically just ranks. It's not much, but it does what it needs to do. So in general, Sonic Rumble is quite a decent game. It's a very unique spin on the Sonic formula and has its own twist to make it stand out from similar titles, and I'm excited to see what will come for the future. But not everyone sees it that way. As of recently, the hype for Sonic Rumble has plummeted shockingly. I barely see people talk about this game nowadays, and it baffles me because it felt like yesterday when everyone was hyping the game for its global release. It really puzzled me. That was until I heard about the second roadmap. Oh boy, here we go. So, Sega actually delayed the release of Sonic Rumble from winter 2024 to spring of this year. And I'd just like to know why. Pre-launch 2 came out with even more regions given access to the game, so it would seem most appropriate to keep it at the vanilla date. In fact, during the making of this video, Sonic Rumble received another update. Okay then. I don't have the time to go through every change, but just know that sort of revived this game a little because now people are arguing about a police officer's Sonic skin. Are you kidding me right now? Now I do think delaying the release was kind of a good call because if you didn't know, a PC port of the game is coming out soon. So if they want to work on that, they'll need the extra time to finish things up. I don't know man, the Sonic Rumble hype is slowly declining and it's nobody's fault here. I think this is a great game, but if not much recognition is given to it, We might have another Sonic Pocket Adventure in our hands, so god please don't kill me for saying that. But all that aside, I still think Sonic Rumble is fun for those who want a spin on the normal gameplay of Battle Royale platformers. Some aspects weren't the best in my opinion, but it's a Sonic game, what did you expect? I'm looking forward to the future of this game and I hope everyone else is too. And can we please stop arguing about that Sonic skin? Nobody gives a shit. Thank you so much for watching my Sonic Rumble review. Stop unsubscribing please, I'm begging y'all, and take care guys.